Welcome to Genius Dreams Education channel. Today we are going to continue our lesson on Photoshop designing. So we are going to look at how we can design a church flyer again. So before you will start, please subscribe to the channel to get weekly videos on Photoshop and website development. So the first thing we are going to do as usual is to create our new working space. So for the working space, I'm going to click on Control N. Then I'm going to use the size of 4x4 with a resolution of 300. Then I'll click on the create to get the working space. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a gradient. So I'll click on this icon, then come here, click on gradient. And I'm going to click here to select my gradient. So when you come here, there are a lot of gradients there, so you choose your preferred one. So I'm going to use this one, then I'll click on OK. So the next thing I'm going to do is to import my images that I'm going to use to create the background. So I'm going to import this image. So I'm going to use this image to design the background of this flyer. So let me transform it out to occupy the entire working space. So the next thing I'm going to do is let me blend it. I'm going to blend this image using the light color. So using the linear light color, so I'm going to use this blending mode for this image. And the next thing I'm going to do is to import my other images. So I'm going to use this image too as well. And this image, I'm going to transform it out to cover the entire working space. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to decrease the opacity to somewhere about 40%, and then choose a blending mode, or I'm going to set the blending mode to soft light to get something like this. So the next thing I'm going to do is to import the image of the pastor. So actually I'm going to use this image as the pastor. So just click and drag it to the working space. The first thing we are going to do is to rasterize it, and then go to Windows, Properties, then remove the background. You click on it to remove the background. So as we are waiting for the background to be removed, please subscribe to the channel to get weekly videos on Photoshop and website development. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Control E and then transform this image out to make it bigger somehow as compared to the original one. So I think this one is okay. Now let me transform it in small. So this one is okay for now. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going for the rectangular tool. I'm going to draw a small rectangle here. So this rectangle, I'm going to choose a filling color of this color. So I'll hold the Alt key and then drag to make a copy, or you can click on Ctrl J to make your copy. Then I'm going to click on Ctrl T, right click. Then we are going to rotate it 90 degrees, and after that we are going to position it well to make something like a cross. So actually I'm going to use this image as the logo for the church. So I'm going to group those rectangles and name them as one for easy editing or any other effects if you want to apply it. So let me call that group as cross. Okay, so the next thing is we're still going for the rectangular tool, and I'm going to draw a rectangle at the base of the image. Let me transform it out. So I'm going to choose a filling color of something like this. Actually, let me check another. So I'm going to use this filling color, and I'm going to decrease the opacity of the color to somewhere about 40%. Now let me say 70. So 70 is somehow okay. Press on enter. So the next thing I'm going to do is let me push this image to top small. I'm going to select this rectangle too. So after selecting it, I'm going to rasterize it, and then click on Ctrl T, click on this image, then you go to custom. When you go to the custom here, you select the flag, and we are going to adjust it to get our preferred one. So this is okay for now. Press on enter to deactivate the command, or you can press on escape. So the next thing is for us to go in for the other images. So my other image I'm going to use is this image. So I'm going to use a Bible, an image of a Bible, and I'm going to position it here. The first thing is rasterize, then go to Windows to remove the background layer. So Windows properties, then remove the background layer. So after the background layer has been removed, click on Ctrl T in order to transform it in, and then you are going to position it here. So the next thing is, let me go in for the tools again, and I'm going to draw an ellipse here. So I'm going to let me make it to this part, and this one I'm going to choose a filling color of no color, and then select the stroke. I'm going to set it to this color, and I'm going to increase the width to somewhere about 25. Then I'll press on enter. Let me position it to somewhere here and leave it like this. So the next thing is for me to give out all my text, but before that I'll draw another rectangle again. So let me draw my small rectangle here, a small rectangle. So let me zoom it in and make the edges round. So press on Ctrl T. So I'm going to make the edges round, then press on enter, zoom it in. So you move it on top of this rectangle to make it visible. I'm going to change the filling color to white. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it to this side. So I'll now hold the Alt key and drag to make a copy. Still hold the Alt key and drag to make another copy. And you can also use the Ctrl J to make your copy. So now I'm done with the background and every image. The next thing for me to do is to add in the text. So I'm going to write all the text and we will then proceed from there. So now these are the text parts. So for the text part, as usual, you go in for the text 2, then you write, you click on new space, then you write your text. So after writing the text, then you drag and position it to the place you want to put your text. So this is how I design or I put my text. So I bring this text to a God of possibilities and I choose a font family and a font size for it. Actually, the font size I used for this one was somewhere like the God of. So I use a font family of the agency FB and a font size of 16. The same thing for this one, I use the same font family, but the font size was decreased to 14. That's the possibilities. This is the logo, and the logo I'm giving the name of the church, putting the name of the church under this cross sign to give out the logo for the church. So for this one to the junior, just go for the text too. Then you click on under the square, under the cross, then you put down your text. So after that, let's check the font family I use for that one. So I use the Harrington font family with a font size of 12. That's what I use for both. And this is the name of the church, that's Genius Chapel Presents, what we are going to do, or the topic or the theme of the church. That's why you carry your burdens, while God can lift them. So let's see how we can provide the styling part of this. So actually I'm going to increase the height of that text to somewhere about 150%, or 150 is not all that. Let me make it 200%, or let me first increase. Let me maintain this one to be 100%. And then let me increase the size to 18. Position it here, and then increase the height to 150 to see the effect. So now I think this one is okay. So when you carry burdens, I'm going to do the same for the rest. So for this one too, I'm going to set the font size to 18 and then increase the height to 150%. Then God can too, I'm going to do the same thing. After that, you position them well. So 150 height and font size of 18. And the last one, lift them. I'm going to do the same, height of 150% and font size of 18. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select the move tool to position this text. Let me drag this one here and then take this one to here. last I'm going to leave it like this. So now you can see we are done with this part. This one, we just use the text tool to write 9 a.m. and arrange it. Choose a font family for it. This is the location for the church or the chapel. Then you use it. So actually this is the whole flyer we are going to design. So we are done with this flyer. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some little effect to it. We are going to select all and add brightness, hue and saturation levels, and maybe some little curves to it. We are going to select all the layers. So after selecting them, we click on G to group them as one, and then provide the effect we want to add to it. So after grouping them, I'm going to name it as all, and then click on this icon. So the first thing I'm going to do is let me add some small curves to it. I think this one is okay or cool. So let me go back and add hue and saturation to it. Then let's adjust the lightness more. So this one is cool. Then let me finally add brightness and contrast. Let's see the effect of increasing the brightness and the effect of decreasing it. Then let's adjust the contrast some more. So now I think this one is okay. So we are done for this flyer. Please subscribe to the channel to get weekly videos on Photoshop and website development. Thank you. Goodbye.